Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to cut a straight skirt. You know the straight skirt that is in vogue now, that has a slit. You can put the slit at the back, you can put it at the front, but mine actually I'll be putting it at the side, at the right hand side. I actually made a video of a dress, a straight gown that had a slit. Most of my subscribers were asking how I made the slit, so now I'm going to be cutting the skirt pattern for that slit. That's what I'm going to be teaching you today. But first, I want to say a very big thank you to all of my subscribers. Thank you so much to the new subscribers and the old ones. Thank you so much. If you have any question, you can ask me. If you're having any problem, any difficulty concerning any part of sewing, you can ask me. But first, you have to subscribe first to my channel. That privilege belongs to my subscriber. So now let's get to the business of today. So I began by folding my fabric into two. I'm going to be making use of the entire length of this George, because her skirt length is actually 44. So I'll make use of the entire length. I'll fold it into two. This is just like your regular skirt pattern. Normal regular straight skirt with a slit. Like I said, when measuring, what actually determines how you fold your fabric is the hip, which is the biggest part of your measurement. Her hip is 47. So you divide 47 into 4. When you divide 47 into 4, you can add 2 or 3 inches. So what I have here is almost 12, so I'll just approximate it to 12. That is 12 inches, so I'll make it 15 inches. As I'm adding 3 inches to it. So I'll fold my fabric to be 15 inches. So for your regular skirt pattern, what you normally do when you are making a skirt, for you to know where to place your measurement, when you're starting, you leave like 1 inch from the top. You measure 6 inches, you rule it, you put your mark. This is your normal regular skirt pattern. I'm still going to fold this because it's obviously bigger. You measure like this, then after 6 you measure 9 inches. Between 6 and 9 you can make it 10. You rule and put a mark there. Then you come to the knee. Most people, their knee is usually 19, but for people that are very tall, they can be 20 inches. That's the knee. Then from there, the down part. So what I have here is a little bit big, so I'll still reduce, because initially I used this part for my 15. This side is more than 15, so I'll still reduce my. So now I'm going to be putting my measurements into my rule point. First, I'll start with the waist. The waist, that is this top part. The waist for this measurement, her waist is 42. So you divide 42 into 4. When you divide 42 into 4, you have 21 divided by 2 is 10 and a half. So you bring your measurement here, which is 10 and a half. You mark it. This chalk is scattering. You mark it. You add 2 inches as your allowance. You can use 1.5, depends on what you want, but me, I choose to use 2. I always prefer having excess than running into problems. That's for my waist. After marking, I come like this and just make a little slant. That is for the waist. I make a little slant. Then I come to this part that I measured. You know, initially I measured here was 6. This line from here to here was 6. From here to here was 10. So this in between, and this way I'm going to be putting my hip for this skirt. So my hip is 47. 47. I divide 47 into 4. Like I said initially, you divide it into 4. It's almost 12, so I'll just approximate it to 12 inches here. I'll mark it. Then I'll use my 2 inches. Initially, yeah, I used 2 inches. Now I'm not going to be using 2 inches. I'll use 3 inches as my allowance. I mark it. You can see I'll connect my line from the up one to the down one. You can see the hip is already forming. I'll make a curve. Then I'll come to the knee part. This knee part that I measured, I used 19 as my knee part. I use 19. So for the knee part, I'm going to be using 38 for my knee. For this measurement, her knee is 38 because I don't want it to be tight on her. So you divide 38 into 2 inches, into 4, sorry, you have 9.5. I'll mark my 9.5 here, and I'll use 3 inches as my allowance. So I'll bring it like this. I'll connect my lines like this. You can see how I'm negotiating my curve down. You can see the skirt pattern is already out. This is for the front. I'll take it down. Since I told you, I said it is a straight skirt, but even that straight skirt is not like the front is good. The down is going to be straight, pencil straight. I'm going to be slanting it a bit, just slight slant, just like an A line, but it's not really an A line. So for the down part, I'm going to be making use of, I'll make use of 44, which when you divide 44 into 2, you have 11 inches. So I'll have 11 inches for the up part. Then I'll add 5 inches at the down part as my allowance. I'll add 5. I can add 6, depends on what I want. So it depends on what you want. Me, I chose to add 5. So I'll just take it, slant it a bit, like I said, just slant it a bit. You can see the shape of the skirt is out already. It is very simple. This is a skirt that you can cut and sew in under 1 hour. The skirt is already out, so now I'm going to be cutting it out. I'll cut it out. Always cut outside your lines. So this is the front part. So now I'm going to be cutting the back part. I'm going to be cutting the back part of my skirt. So I'll fold my fabric back, my remaining fabric back into 2. Because this cloth is a pattern cloth. If not, I would have turned it the other way around, but I can't turn because all the patterns, all of them, they have to be the same. So I can't really turn. So I'll fold my remaining fabric. And I'll leave 1 inch, 1.5. You can use 1.5, you can use 2, but me, I chose to use 1 inch. So I'll leave 1 inch there as my zip allowance. I'll just cut it out for the back part. Like I told you initially, I said this skirt has a slit at the front. So now I'm going to be showing you how to actually put that slit on the skirt. This skirt is like, there's a gown that is on my channel that I made, a pencil gown that has a slit at the front. And most of my subscribers were asking how I made the slits. I didn't actually show it on the video. So this skirt pattern will help you. If you don't know how to make that slit with this skirt pattern, it will be easy for you to get the down part of that gown. So I'll put a little notch here. That is for the back one, and then I'll open it up at the back. I'm opening the front. I'm opening the back first. I'm still going to be opening the front, but this back is the normal regular opening. This is for the back. Then for the dart, I'm going to be making use of, I'll make use of 4.5 inches for my dart. So I'll put it like this and give it a notch, both for the front and for the back. I'll just follow the same pattern and notch it. So now let's keep this back one aside and then work with the front. So in making the slit for the front, you spread it out and you choose what parts of the front. You can see the shape of the skirt is out and it is perfect. You can choose what parts do I really want my slit. Do I want it on my right side or do I want it on the left side? So me, I think I want my slit on the right side, and this is the right side of my what do you call it, of my skirt. So what I'll do, you can choose to follow the dart line. You can choose to cut from the dart line down, but me, I choose to take 1 inch, a little bit in from the dart line. From my dart line, I choose to take 1 inch in. I don't want to really take it straight from that dart line. So all I'll do is I'll bring my tape here, my ruler here. I'll bring my ruler here and place it like this and make a straight line. As in, when I say straight, I mean straight line. It has to be straight. I'll make a straight line on it. This was how I did that gown on my channel, that straight pencil gown that has a slit. This is how you do it. I make it straight. You can see my line is already here, so it is simple. I already have my slit. You can see this side is bigger, this side is smaller. At the end, when I'm done, okay, let me cut it out before I explain further. So I'll put my scissors here and just cut. And just cut. So I finished cutting. So the next thing, if you want a full lining, which I normally do, all you have to do is you take your skirt, you take your lining, place this on top of your lining and cut the exact length out of it and cut this part. You sew and turn. You sew it from everywhere, from the down, the side, and turn from the top. When you are done, when you are done after ironing, you have it. It is clean like this. Now you determine how do I want to close the line that I've opened. Do you want the right side to come to the left, or you want the left to come to the right? Because I'm going to be placing it like an overlap on it. But me, okay, like I said, after turning with your lining, do you want the right to overlap on the left, or you want the left on top of the right? That depends on you. But me, for this skirt, I want this left part to overlap on the right part. So I'll take it after. If you are not using full lining, that depends on you. But me, I'll be turning it with full lining. After turning, I'll iron. Then I'll bring it. I'll use a matching thread, a clean yellow thread like this. I'll place it here. Before then I'll measure. It depends on how long I want my slit to be. Most times, how long you want your slit to be, all you have to do is measure from the down part, as in from the leg, from the floor of as in where your leg is. You measure from there to your knee. It depends on how open the person wants it. For this client, she does not want a skirt that is very open. So I'll take my tape. I'll take my measuring tape. I'll bring it like this and measure. What do I want? I want it to stop at 15 inches. So I'll measure 15. I'll mark 15 inches here on this one that will be overlapping on this one. So I'll bring it to my machine. I'll place it here like this. Before I start sewing, I'll place it on top. I'll use a clean matching thread. Then it will be like this. That's after turning, it will be like this. The edges will be neat. I'll use a clean matching thread. I'll place like this on top of my machine. This side is open. I'll stitch like this. I'll top stitch like this. I'll make sure I'll place it on top like I said. After top stitching, I'll sew on top like this. I'll put it on top of my machine and sew on top of it. At the end, after sewing on top, you find that you have your skirt, your one piece. Your skirt is back to your normal skirt with your slit here, with your overlap slit here. and then you couple the back. So it is very simple. It is a very simple way of making a slit skirt. So at the end, I'll bring it and show you what I've done. As you can see, I finished turning it with the lining. You can see I've used lining to turn the different parts. So now I'm going to be showing you how to join it. You can decide to join it this way. You can decide to put this right side on top of the left. You can decide to put the left on top of the right to lap it. But me, I chose to lap the left on top of the right. But before I do that, what you do, you determine where you want your slit, how deep, how long you want your slit to be. So by doing that, you bring your tape. You can leave it at 17, you can leave it at 18, depends on what you want. But this, I'm gonna be leaving it at, let me use let's see, I'll leave it at 15 and at 15. So you mark the place, that's the 15 inch. You take it like this, you place it on top of this accurately, and you get your pins. You place this on top like this, and make sure you measure to make sure that you still have your hip, measurement, or else you run into problems. So you take your tape, your pin, you pin. This is the point where that's where I'm gonna be stopping. That's the part I'm gonna be top stitching when I get to this point. I'll pin it. I'll pin this down part. While I'm pinning it, I don't want it to shake, or to shift rather. So I'll bring my pin. I'll pin neatly. I'll pin. And then I'll pin on top. So now I'll take it to my machine. Now use a clean matching thread to match it down, as in from here. Now match it to the up. Then you have your normal skirt pattern. With this, all you have to do is you join the back part of your skirt, and then you're good to go. So now let's go to my machine. Let me match it and for you to see. So I'll place it like this on top of my machine. I'm using a matching thread. I'll just match. Like I told you, when you get to the point, you can decide to top stitch it, or you can decide to just make it slant like this on it. You just slant it down like this, and that's it, and then you're good to go. You can remove your pins. As you can see the slit on it. Like I told you, I don't want it to be too long, so that's the slit. So you can decide to bring yours up, depends on what you want. You can see the skirt pattern. So now the next thing is just couple the back, and then you are good to go. That's how you have your overlap slit on your straight skirt. Thank you so much. Now I've come to the end of this tutorial. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said initially, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, like this video, comment on this video, share it, and tell me what you want, and I'll be so glad to answer and respond to your questions. Thank you so much for watching, and bye bye.